Thanks to EA for the free game code. Yo, what's going on, snipers, and welcome back to our Akron Zips Dynasty mode here in CFB 26. So last episode, if you did not catch it, we started up the year 4 season, and so far this team's actually winning some games, which is good. As you can see, we are 4-3, so definitely doing better than we did last season. And a big reason why we've won some games is because of our quarterback, I'd say, for the most part, in Brookhart, who's been actually really awesome so far this year. He's been a player of the week 2 times, which is awesome. We also have had some other one other player win a player of the week, which I can't remember who it was, but it's been a really good start to the year, and obviously I'm hoping that this team continues to win some games, and hopefully we also land some decent recruits. Speaking of recruits, we haven't had the best work so far, I would say, done with the recruits. We've had a lot of 4-star recruits that we've been interested in kind of drop out of our race. I don't think there's going to be much of a chance to win these guys now, which sucks. These 3 top 4 guys. We had some other guys we were interested in earlier as well, but it looks like we're just barely going to lose out on all of them. So there's a good chance I'm probably going to drop out of the race on all 3 of them, I guess, and focus our attention more to the 3-star recruits. But like Valencia, you can see we dropped down to 3rd, and I don't think there's any way we're really going to catch that top team. Maybe there's a chance still, but I doubt it because he is kind of closer to committing. I mean, we could still leave hours on him if we wanted to, but it is kind of late in the season, so we should probably shift our attention to some 3-star guys. As you can see with Page, likely he's going to be one that we could still maybe work with, but obviously I don't think there's much of a chance either, just because all the other schools that are interested in him, like that 4th place team, I could definitely see catching up to us, same with that 3rd place team. So I just feel like with most of these guys, we're going to continue to drop. This guy, especially Tolbert, I was very interested in him, but it looks like he's likely going to commit to Ohio State, which is exactly where I kind of expected him to go, just because of the proximity to home factor. So I think we're likely going to drop out of all 3 of those guys and continue to work on these 3-star guys and add some more 3-star guys to look into as well. So hopefully we could get some good commitments in this episode so we could obviously pick up for next season, but obviously, right now, I guess we're almost kind of focused more on our regular season in a way because we're 4-3, but I'm also hoping we could still build on good for the future seasons that we have with this, so we can maybe get this team into being one of the best teams as possible. So anyways, with that said, let's get you guys' comments, see what you guys have to say about last episode, and then we will get into simulating some more and also recruiting, hopefully, some decent players. So the first comment is from Scarecrow, who says, I like Ricky Pounds and Bill Clements, hoping we could snag them. Recruiting in-state is realistic. Thanks for the shout-out at the start, and no problem about that, man. He says he likes Ricky Pounds and Bill Clements, and then he said recruiting in-state is realistic. Yeah, I think that is a good idea for us, is just obviously looking at proximity to home and kind of recruit players like that. But he was saying Ricky Pounds. I don't know who Ricky Pounds is, if there's a guy that I actually was looking at named Ricky Pounds before or not, but he definitely said about looking into Bill Clements still more. So we'll probably put a decent chunk of hours into Bill Clements once we take away these guys, obviously, because Bill Clements would be a good defensive tackle for our team. So likely we'll probably put maybe a full 50 hours into Bill Clements just because we could use a defensive tackle. I'm not too sure who he means by Ricky Pounds, though. I'm not sure if it was a guy I was looking into before. Maybe there's a dude on this full list named Ricky Pounds. I honestly don't know, but if I go any state and then sort by alphabetical order, oh boy, let's see. Can I find Ricky Pounds on this? Oh, it's sorted by first name. Maybe we could actually find him. Unless for some reason he meant somebody else and then autocorrect just said Ricky Pounds, but oh, I know, there he is. 4-star, he already committed. Okay, so he might have been early into the episode when he mentioned that, but yeah, Ricky Pounds, I forgot about this guy. We were interested in him, I think, earlier in the year maybe, but he's already committed to, what school is this, UND? Yeah, it might be, I don't know, maybe not UND. I'm not sure if that's North Dakota or not. It looks like his hometown's Ohio, and he likes proximity to home, so I don't know what school that is, but yeah, he definitely committed somewhere. But unfortunately, we will not be able to go after Ricky Pounds. So hopefully we could get Bill Clements for you. So that way we could bring him into our team. And the last and final comment is from Dylan Burrows, who says the brackets mean conference. And that's interesting. So that's what I've been wondering about for the last few episodes, is what the brackets mean on your record. So it's technically against our conference, we are 2-1, as you can see. And we're 4-3 against it in total, basically. So We're doing well against our conference right now, but obviously still work to go. So there is all that. With that said, I think we're ready to remove those 4-star guys. Like I said, I could still work on them, but I think we're at the point in the season where I just don't think I could land them. It would be nice to land, obviously, a 4-star recruit again like we did a few years ago with Robert Thomas, but I think we're going to remove all those guys and use our hours elsewhere. So with that, we're going to go to Clements, and we're going to probably still give him 50 hours just because might as well. These guys all have 25 hours. I guess I could probably spend another 10 hours on each of them at least. And then we could look into some other people with the remaining hours. So that's what we're probably going to do here. So let's go ahead and do that because we still have 60 hours. So if we go back to the prospect list, who could we look at with 60 hours? We still need a lot of things, especially edge rushers, I think. And let's go, not any state. Let's go 3-star prospects. Nobody's going to have us super high up. Is there anybody with proximity to home? There's this guy with playing time. Maybe we could throw our name into the hat for him. Sure, let's add you and add you. Because I think edge rusher is an important one we need. And let's offer a scholarship to both of them as well. Get some basic interest. And then since we have 50 hours, we'll spend 25 hours on each of them. And those will be our new people to focus on a little bit. So we will do that. And hopefully we get some good interest in these next week. But I'm really hoping we get to land some decent recruits this year. But I don't think a 4-star recruit is something we're going to land in a while. Like we were kind of lucky to get Robert Thomas last year. But anyways, 4-3 on the season. We're up against 3-4 Ball State. They're 2-1 against the conference, so should be an interesting matchup. We are technically the better team on paper, so this hopefully should be a game for us to win. I did ask you guys actually in last episode if you would start the backup quarterback for this game. Nobody gave me an answer about that, so I think I might start him, but at the same time I want to win this game kind of. Because Jennings does need games. He wants playing time, but trying to think. He was injury prone last year. You know what? I think I will actually keep with Brookhart in just because I want him to win games for us more. So let's keep Brookhart in. Maybe we'll have a good chance of winning because Brookhart is in. I was debating about going to the backup guy because we could probably still win this game, but I don't really know if it's a great idea. So with that said, let's see if we could beat Ball State and maybe go 5-3 on the season. I think we realistically can, but depends on, I guess, on how Ball State has like their roster set up and all that. So let's see what happens in week 9, see if we could win another game and see what we got for recruiting updates. All right, we'll come back to this recruiting update thing in a second, but it looks like it's on the quarterback, Matthew Kennedy. We've got 1,425 XP, so I think we did win. Yes, we did. 5-3 on the season. All right, this team is doing well. We are up to the C- championship contender now, which is pretty good, so that's at least improving. Recruiting update, Matthew Kennedy has reached his top 5 schools. We're still number 1, so that's good. Not that quarterback is an absolutely huge need, but obviously once Brookhart leaves, it's good to have another player. And Kevin Lett was the defensive player of the week, so that's exciting because that's one player we actually picked up a few years ago, one of the cornerbacks. 1 intercepts, I think. 1 tackle, and then 2 whatever defense is. I don't know what that is, but still, good week for Kevin Lett. Let's go. Seems weird saying let's go after saying Kevin Lett. Oh, we're going up against the 1-7 team. That's 0-5 against the conference. We might be able to beat Toledo as well. We could be 6-3 in this episode, realistically, which is exciting. So I am pretty excited right now about that. Also, in terms of the top 25, what is this? Because it had a notification on it. I'm not too sure. But let's go to the box score from the last game because it's always fun just to see how our team did. Scores and schedules. Let's see how bad we beat Ball State. We should have probably beat them quite convincingly, I would assume. But you never know. 34-21. So relatively close game. That's good to see. Let's go to our stats here, see what we got. Brookhart was throwing 70%, 304 yards. See, like maybe we could have probably played Jennings in that game. Jennings probably could start this next game, realistically, since it's a 1-7 team. But do I risk losing because of that? I don't know. Branham, 71 yards. 113 receiving yards from Robert Thomas. Love to see that. Okay. Trying to think realistically if I should do that or not. Because I don't really want Brookhart playing every single game because I feel like it could increase his risk of injury maybe. Let's go to our depth chart. Let's give a game for Jennings. Let's give him one game, and then Brookhart will come back in. It's just to give Jennings at least a game this season as a starter. And like I said, Toledo's 1-7. We're actually tied in terms of overall ranking, no. Is that without Brookhart being in? Maybe? I don't know. But we could still lose, technically. We are apparently the second team on whatever this list is in the MAC. 3-1 against the conference. If we win this game, that would be huge. But I don't know if I should have went to the backup quarterback. I know that team's 1-7, but technically we're the exact same on paper. That's interesting. Oh, wait. Let's just go to recruiting and see the updates on that because we didn't take a look at that yet at this point. So... Coates, we are very close to having him reach his top 5. We're still number 1 by 8. Absolute large margin, which is good. We're number 1 for Bargava. We are almost number 1 now for Clement since we put 50 hours into him. So we're kind of competing with JMU a bit more, which is James Madison, I think. Kennedy, we're still number 1. Vic, we are number 1. Kinder, we are not in his top 8 yet, but maybe we could get in there. We do have 10 more hours now, so... maybe we could put some more hours into these dudes if we put 5 more each. And then Sweat, we're not in his top 8 yet. But let's add some more hours to these dudes since we got 10 more hours to work with. And we'll do that. And that is good. We could technically schedule visits for some of these guys, but I don't feel like doing scheduling visits. We could win games and they could show up for them, but I don't know if we're actually going to win them or not. So I think that is good and ready to set up. Let's continue. And let's see if our team can win. Like I said, we have our backup quarterback in. Should I probably start our 82? Probably. But since they're 1-7, I'm going to give a chance to our backup and see how our team does with a worse quarterback. Like, is it Brookhart that's carrying us offensively? Or does our team actually have a good offense when Brookhart is not in? So, let's see if we could go to 6-3 and not lose to a team that has been pretty bad this season. I'm surprised that they're 1-7, to be honest, but... let's see what we got. Let's see what we got. So obviously there's going to be some updates on that. We'll come back to that in a second. I just want to know about the XP count. Hey, we did win. We did. We got another 1,000 XP. As we are 6-3 on the season and 4-1 against the conference. Wow. C championship contender. All right. Well, this team is doing a lot better than I anticipated this year. But for recruiting updates, Coates has reached his top 5 schools. We're still number 1. Same goes with Bargava, and same goes with Mr. Daryl Vick. All right. But this team is doing really well. And if you would have told me that we'd be a 6-3 team this season, I wouldn't probably have thought that. But that's absolutely huge, especially considering we just played our backup quarterback in that game. Or at least we should have. So we'll go back to Jennings as the number 2 guy. Brookhart's coming back in. But let's take a look at the box score in that game. See how close it was. Because that team, like I said, had the exact same overall ratings as us, but has a terrible record of 1-8. So that's why I went, obviously, with our boy instead of our main guy. Let's go to scores. Because I'm curious on what the score like was in that game. Like, did we blow them out? Was it close? The answer to that was, it was a close game. So, obviously, without having our number 1 quarterback, we're not going to score as much, but we won by 3 points. And Toledo has not won against the conference whatsoever, which is insane. But that's a nice win there. Let's take a look at the stats. Jennings, 263 yards. He actually did pretty solid for yardage, but 48% completion rate. You can definitely see why Brookhart is our main guy right now. And then, yeah, passing touchdowns, 1. Sacks, okay. Rushing yards, 71 from Branham. Branham seems to be getting pretty good rushing yards. And then receiving yards, 146 receiving yards from Lewis Griffin. I really like Lewis Griffin. He definitely is kind of underrated. And I think that's all I really want to look at. 8 tackles from Roderick Hunter. Damn. 8 tackles from DeVoe. Okay. I don't know if that's a lot, but 3 for 3 for kicking for San Brelio. Looking good. Looking good. Yeah, this team is definitely way better than last year, because last year we were like 2-10, was it? I don't even know, but we're 6-3. We have another tough game coming up here against a 5-4 Buffalo team that is way better than us on paper. So this probably is a game we would lose, but you never really know. You never really know. Lewis Griffin is the impact player apparently for this game. We are currently the second best team. Are we the second best team in the MAC? I guess so. I honestly don't even know. Yeah, we probably are the second best team in the MAC, but obviously tight race. But I am really surprised. Really, really surprised. All right, so recruiting update. Let's go to this again. So still number 1. I could set up some like visits with these dudes, but I don't think I'm going to. Okay, we did get onto the list for the new guys. We're number 1 now for Kinder, and in Sweat we are number 6 for. So we're starting to make some headway on some edge rushers, which is good because we do need them. So we will continue to work on them. Hopefully we continue to get higher on their lists. All right, let's see how this game goes against Buffalo. Buffalo is 5-4, 3-2 versus the conference. They are definitely a better team than us on paper, but we have the better record right now. Will it matter at all? Let's see what happens. Week 11. Let's see if we can win another game or if we're going to have another loss. Let's see what happens. Some recruiting updates. We'll come back to that as we typically do. Let's see. 1,360 XP. I think that's a win. I think that's a win. It is 7-3. All right. I don't feel like I'm even making this team that much better, but my God, 7-3. I don't know if it's just because we have a quarterback that's above an 80, but this team is winning games, and we've jumped up to C+ championship contender. This is quite the season for this team. I definitely am feeling a little bit better about what I've been doing in these transfers and stuff like that. So Clements has reached his top 5 schools. We're currently still number 1. We have passed JMU, which is good, or James Madison, I think that is still. And then Sweat, who is one of those edge rushers, has reached his top 8 schools. We are currently number 1. Beating out TCU, which I don't know where that is, maybe Tennessee or something like that. And then there's also Ragin' Cajuns, which I think is Louisiana, but I honestly don't remember. All right, 7-3 though. Was not expecting that. Not expecting that. Now we have a game against North Illinois, who's a good team too. So this is the tougher part of the schedule, but our team has been really good. Really good. Let's take a look at this last game as well. Against Buffalo, 38-32. It's a close game, but it's a nice win. Very nice victory. Let's see what we got here. Brookhart, 283 yards, 56% completion rate, so not his best game, but still a good one. We head to rushing yards, 63 rushing yards from Marquez Casey, Branham at 53. Receiving yards, 92 from Goodwin, Thomas had 71. Not as much for Lewis Griffin in this one. Defense, 9 tackles from Coco. All right. Yeah, I'm really impressed with how this team's actually winning games. And a lot of the guys that I've been picking up have actually done, I'd say, well, but honestly, I'm not too sure what's a good stat line when it comes to this, but I am pretty impressed. Pretty impressed. All right, so 7-3, and we have to go up against North Illinois, who's 6-4. That's going to be another close matchup. We are the better team on paper again, but we just beat a team that's better on paper than us too. So honestly, it probably doesn't really matter what your overall rankings are. But in terms of updates, let's see if there's anybody that we're competing strongly with. Hey, we are number 1 on Kinder's list now, which is good too, and number 1 on Sweat. So hopefully we continue to work on them. That's good to see though. We don't have anybody that's really close to committing yet, so we might not get any commitments in this episode. Really depends how far we go, but so far looking good in terms of winning games, which is nice. All right, so 6-4 North Illinois. How many games do we even have left this season? I forget how many games are in a season in this, but if I go to, let's see, schedule, maybe I could find out here. We're in week 12. Let's go to the MAC so we can see this a little bit easier. Okay, so after week 12, we still have 2 more weeks. So we're going to probably finish above 500 regardless, which is good. But we have 3 more games left this season. So we play North Illinois this week. Next week, we play Bowling Green, who's a good team. And week 14 doesn't have anything. And then it's the conference champion. So we might be a playoff team. I'm not sure on how the playoffs work with this, but we might be a playoff team, which is kind of surprising. We've also won 4 games in a row. So you'd expect our winning streak to eventually come to an end, but hopefully that's not tonight. We take on Jackson Barton, who's a cornerback that's a 73. Interesting, okay. Well, can we find a way to win 5 games in a row and improve to 8-3 on the year? Like I said, I didn't expect us to be this good this year, but can we win against a tough North Illinois team? They're 5-1 against the conference as well, just like us, so this should be a good matchup. Let's see if we can find a way to win it. First and foremost, Kinder's reached his top 8 schools. We're currently still number 1, so that's good to see. And we got 1,430 XP. I think we just won again when we leveled up. Yep, we're 8-3 on the year. Wow. All right, well, we just beat another team that's good against this conference, but we are apparently elite against this conference. And I think we might actually be in a playoff spot because there's no thing down here anymore. Conference prestige is still D+, but wow. All right. Was not expecting to have this good of a year. Did you guys expect us to be this good this season? Because we're 8-3 and we're taking on a 7-4 team now. But my God, we have won so many games. I don't even know how playoffs work when it comes to football. Like, I think it's only 1 game, right? But goddamn, I am impressed. Let's take a look at the box score from last game again. I just really like looking at the scores and stuff like that and seeing who's doing what. But Brookhart might be carrying us, or we are having some good outbreaking players. But we won that game 38-28, so that's a pretty nice solid victory. Let's see what we got here. So Brookhart, 62%. He's been throwing over 50% quite a bit. 360 yards. 6 yards. Or passing yards, I should say. So that's a really good passing yardage, I think. Rushing yards, 48 from Casey. All right. Receiving yards, 123 from Robert Thomas, 93 from Griffin. We had Witherspoon on 73 as well. Anything crazy defensively? 7 tackles from DeVoe. Sombrelio, 1 for 1. 229 punted yards for Jameson. All right. Okay, well, this team is doing good. I was not expecting to go from a season where we were 2-8 or something like that, or 2-10, I don't even remember what it was, to 8-3. Obviously, this game against Bowling Green is tough, but we've won 5 games in a row. Bowling Green is technically the worst of the 2 teams on paper, but still, we are very close teams. Obviously, and our ratings have changed, or no? Has our teams ratings changed? Like, if I go to team stats, can I see our team ratings here? Yes, I can. Because I think our things have changed. Yeah, our ratings have changed. We've jumped to a 67 overall, and we have a 69 rated offense, a 66 rated defense. Originally, at the start of, or at the end of last year, I think we were like 60s across the board. I don't remember. But this team is way better than they used to be. So, I am quite impressed. I know I said that multiple times, but wow. All right, let's go to recruiting. Just take a look at this update on these guys. Still working well on everybody, which is nice. Nobody is catching us on all of them. And we still have no more hours. Obviously, this is probably the closest battle we have right now for sweat, but hopefully we could sweat it out. All right, yeah, I think that's good. I'm liking the way this year's simulating it because, like I said, it does suck to lose out on those 4-star recruits, but our team's winning games as with the team we have right now. So, all right, well, let's advance next week. We have a game against Bowling Green. Like I said, Bowling Green we're technically better than, so will we be able to win 6 in a row and go 9-3 on the season? That'd be absolutely awesome. But 7-4 for Bowling Green. They're 5-2 versus the conference. They're not going to be an easy team to beat. So, can we find a way to beat them? Is the question. First and foremost, updates on Matthew Kennedy. He's reached his top 3 schools. We're still number 1, which means he's close to committing. And we only got 220 XP, which means I think we just lost. And yes, it is the case. So we suffered our first loss in 5 games, or more than 5 games. Kind of sucks, but it is what it is. At least 8-4 on the season is way better than last year, but we do lose to Bowling Green. Our championship contender dropped down to a D+. So was that actually considered a playoff game? I don't really know. That's where I need your guys' opinion on stuff, because I honestly don't know if that was a playoff game and if we have any more games left that season because of it. We have a bye week coming up. Was that a playoff game considered? I got to go back to the scores on that. Because if it was a playoff game, maybe I should have taken it a little bit more slower, but I didn't know if it was or not. No, I don't think it was, but we lost 35-21. Eesh, that's a pretty rough game. But Bowling Green, I guess, is a better team. Brookhart threw 59%, so it's not the passing yards that were bad. But Brookhart led us in rushing yards. We didn't have as good a game from guys like Casey and all that. And Branham wasn't playing. Branham is hurt. Oh, that makes sense why we lost maybe. I didn't realize Branham got hurt late in the year. I'll have to take a look at that. Griffin on 93 yards. So yeah, we have had some injury troubles here. And that might have cost us that game. Let's take a look at the injury report here on Mr. Branham. So we knew about Shepard's fractured elbow, but yeah, Branham's out with a torn labrum. He will be back in a week, but I don't know if we have any more games, but that could have been the reason why we ended up losing that last game. I'm not too sure. All right. Well, that sucks that he got injured, but at least we won't be missing him too long term. All right. A couple more things we got before I think the end of the season. Looks like we're still leading on a lot of these guys. We don't have any more new hours, but we are close to getting at least one commitment, which is Kennedy, the quarterback. So I think we'll probably keep the hours the same on these guys. We are on a close race right now with Kinder, so maybe I will take some hours off of Kennedy since we're getting close to having him commit here. So let's just do a 5er on Kennedy. And then we will also take some hours off maybe somebody else that we're in a huge lead for. We're on a huge lead for Vic. We could obviously take some hours off of him too. Trying to manage the hours a little bit better here so that way we can land some people that we need like Kinder. So Kinder, we're going to send 10 hours to you. So you got 40 hours. How's Sweat looking? Sweat's a tight race too. So maybe we'll take a couple hours off some other dudes. We'll take some hours off of Coates, since we have a big enough lead with Coates, so we'll just give him 5 hours. Bargava was a close race, so I'll probably keep hours on him. Same with Clements. I could probably take some hours off of Kennedy more, I guess. I don't really know. Actually, wait a sec. Let me go to Sweat for a second here. Let's just take the social media one off and do the 10 for DM the player instead. Perfect. All right, that works. That works. So a little bit of hour management, but I'm trying to make sure that we land some of those tighter races. Aside from that, ready to advance to next week and see what happens. Obviously no game this week, so it doesn't really matter about that. But Sweat has reached his top 5 schools. We are currently still in first, but it's definitely a tight race right till the end. 67 overall. That's awesome, though. I really like that this team is actually growing. It's good to see because I was kind of scared early on. That this team wouldn't grow that much. But yeah, I think we did end up losing in the playoffs or something like that because I think we're almost in the offseason now because we're technically at the conference championship. So I think that last game maybe decided things a bit. I'm not sure. Or if maybe it's only the top team from each conference that makes it. I'm not sure really how this works. Because if we go to the conference standings here, from the MAC, we were in 4th. Miami University finished 10-2. UMass 9-3. Bowling Green 8-4. We were 8-4. And then Buffalo below us. But at least we were the 4th best team in this conference. 320 points for, 325 points against. I'm surprised we gave up more than we scored. -5. That's kind of surprising. 5-1 on home field, 3-3 on the road. Lost obviously our last game. All right. Hopefully we could change from being a 0-star team soon, though. So that's good. Contract extended. Recruiting. We go back to this to see the. Actually, we just managed that already, right? Yeah, we just managed that already. So I know we didn't do that. That was in the last week, I think that we did. Just got to double check and make sure we're still leading on a lot of these guys, which we are. So that's good. Aside from that, manage staff. I think our staff stuff is fine. I could Oh, extend coach, fire coach. 1 year remaining. I didn't even realize that. So our coaches, have they been changing throughout the season? I don't really know. But we could probably keep these coaches for now. I didn't even realize that. All right. Is anything else? Let's go to next week. See what happens with the conference championship in 2028. What we got here. Clements has reached his top 3. We are in a very tight race with James Madison now. Oh boy. I gotta put more hours into whoever that is, if they don't have enough into them already. And in Kinder, we are in a tight race still, but he's not reached a while. But Clements is a very, very tight one. And I want Clements. So we will try and work on that. I can't even do any stuff this week, though. Oh boy. That kind of sucks. Well, I guess we're going to have to just sim to next week. Can I upgrade any coach skills yet that I wanted to upgrade before? I don't think so, right? No, I still need to have 2 top 5 recruiting classes. So we at least have coins building up a little bit. But let's advance to next week. But we are going to be in some tight races here with some of these recruits. I really hope we can land most of them, though. Hey, we did get a recruit here. Matthew Kennedy has committed, so at least that's good to see here before this episode ends. And so we have a quarterback to come to this team from Denver, Colorado. 3-star quarterback. Once again, seems like we never have issues with getting a 3-star quarterback. And he's our only commitment during this week. Aside from that, though, we'll go back to this in a second here after it scrolls through this stuff. What do we got for the other things, though? Let's see. Coates has reached his top 3 schools. Very close to getting him to commit. And then Bargava. We have fallen maybe to second? I don't know. Were we always in second? We might need to put more hours into Bargava. Because I don't know what school that is that's in first, but they've taken over first, I'm pretty sure. Maybe not. But we might not be able to get Bargava. The Heisman Trophy winner this year from, what school is that? Auburn, it says, is Mr. Alvin Henderson. All right. So there's that. We've been invited to play in the Holiday Bowl this week against Fresno State. So there is a bowl we get invited to, and it's against Fresno State in the Holiday Bowl. So that's cool. That's probably because we had a good season, I'm guessing. But, all right. So we actually do have a football game, a Holiday Bowl. They're 6-6. We might be actually able to win the Holiday Bowl. That's exciting. That's exciting. I didn't realize there was stuff like this potentially. Oh, it is bowl week. That's why. That's why. This is our first time going to bowl week, I guess. But I guess we got to take a look at how this one pans out, huh? Because that's kind of interesting. All right. We might as well go through bowl week as well in this instead of going to the off-season stuff yet. So, trying to think if there's anything I need to do before this. There's no recruiting at this stage, so I'm trying to think of there's a way if I could watch the full AI game almost. I don't want to watch the full game because it would take too long. It would be fun to watch some of it though. Obviously I don't have game audio on though is the only thing. But by the numbers, this is a little comparison. Points per game, they were better than us. Passing yards per game, they were better than us. And we were better in rushing yards by a long shot. Their impact player, Dom Kumar, who is a wide receiver. And then there's by the numbers. On paper, we are the better team. But does that mean anything? I'm trying to think of how we could get into this. I know there's like simulation and stuff like that. I wouldn't mind watching through the simulation thing and seeing if this team wins. So if I go to... How do I sim a game? I'm trying to think of... Because I haven't gotten into this very often, so... How do I sim a game? I just go into here, probably go to the middle, or what? Or I go here, and then play style, play the moments, play full game, and then I just change over. Let's go play the moments. Maybe? I don't really know how this works. Play full game, play offense only. I don't play the game, so I would rather watch the AI play. But if I go moments only, and then I just let the AI do it instead, I don't really know how this works, man. Oh, okay, so I found out how to do it. I just decided to Google search because I'm a nerd like that. It looks like I need to access the Super Sim menu, so I'll go play full game, but we will obviously pause it right off the hop and do that. So that way we can kind of see how this team's actually doing in a game in a way. Maybe we'll actually watch some of it too, depending, but let's, oh, there's us as a coach, which is kind of funny to see. Let me actually move my face from the screen so we could just watch it as a full-on game thing. But there's our boys coming out. First time we actually get to see them out there, which is kind of fun. And our mascot, which I honestly don't even know really what the mascot's supposed to be, but I'm not going to ask questions about it. But us versus Fresno State. I think we're on home field for this game too, right? So, yeah, it looks like it based on the crowd. That's exciting. But, yeah, this is the first time we've actually watched a game in the series at all. So, let's go. It should be fun. I hope that our team could win it, obviously. Let's press start once I get the opportunity to do so. Looks like we got some presentation stuff showing and Super Sim. Alright, so let's jump ahead to next quarter. So let's see what happens in the first quarter of this game. And it is scoreless after the first quarter, alright? Let's jump ahead to the next quarter, see what happens in quarter two. Actually, I guess I can put my face back on the screen, but let's see what happens in quarter two. See if we could get that lead. We get the 3-0 lead, but they answer back 7-3, and it will be 7-3 going into the second half. All right. I'll actually move my face up here for this, I guess, because the score clock's down there. So a 7-3 game. So it's definitely a little bit low scoring, but let's jump to the next quarter. Maybe we'll watch the entire fourth quarter. I don't really know how long it usually takes to watch the fourth quarter, but let's go to this next quarter. See if we could tie it. They take a 14-3 lead. I don't think we're going to come back, but it is doable. But so far, team does not have enough offense against Fresno, it seems like. Let's go change of possession, I guess, so we can kind of see what happens here. So we're on the defensive side or on the offensive side? I guess we're offensive right now. Let's keep going to change of possession. Can we get a run here? We do get 14-6. Not a run, I mean more of a touchdown or whatever. 14-6 game. Starting to claw back a little bit. Let's do change of possession. Get a big defensive stop. Looks like we did get a defensive stop because we do not allow them to get a point. Now can we find a way to get another touchdown here? I don't think we've gotten touchdowns so far. I think they've just been kicks, but let's see if we could get more than 3 points. We don't. Jeff Jennings dropped a pass dropped by Javon Goodwin. That's what it said. So Jeff Jennings is playing in this game, so it's not Brookhart. So, all right, wait a second. Brookhart played, and then all of a sudden he was out. Did Brookhart get hurt? Because he started, and it looks like Jennings came in the last ones. Jennings might be in now fully, but I didn't want to do that. Let's go back to Super Sim here. Jump ahead. What time are we at in the game? Let's go change of possession again. Nice defensive play. Looks like we're back on the clock again. Let's just watch this last play. We might as well since we're on the offensive. So we will go back. How do I just watch the AI play? Super Sim. Oh, wait, actually play options. Jump ahead. I don't know how I slow down to Super Sim. Like, I remember from Madden, there's a thing that says Super Sim, like, to slow it down. Oh, and actually, I think I just saw it. Sorry about this random shit. Speed, fast. We're going to change this to slow. And then we're going to go jump ahead to jump to next play. Let's go end of game. There you go. And then we should be able to watch. Yep, we can watch now. Perfect. That's exactly what I wanted to see. Might as well see what our team does offensively. All right. Jennings, I think this is tough to tell because it doesn't say the name. Pass over, complete. Couple yard gain, nothing crazy. I don't think there's a way for us to come back this late, but still kind of fun just to watch how our team does considering a lot of these guys we picked up over the last few years. Nice little pass there. Nice completion. Then we get a first down. I'll take it. Obviously, the time's against us, though. I don't think... Yeah, there's no way we could really get 8 points, right? Unless... Is there 2-point conversions and stuff? I don't really know. Was that like a spike ball? Did he like spiked it into the ground? I don't even know. Interesting. Here we go again. Waiting a little bit too long. Nice pass, and nobody there, though. I don't know where the heck that guy ran to. What the hell? He wasn't even running for the ball. He just ran way out of play. Here we go again. 3rd and 10. And that's complete. There we go. Okay, that's a nice little gain. Nice little gain. Jennings gets 33 yards. I guess both quarterbacks get the play maybe in the game. I'm not sure. Unless Brookhart got hurt, which hopefully he didn't. And looks like we just fumbled the play there almost. But yes, it's kind of fun just to watch a game here near the end of the episode. So there's a pass. Short little gain maybe. Nice rush. Almost a first down again. But like I said, don't have enough time really to come back in this one, I don't think. A 3rd and 3. Guess we got to still push regardless, considering that we probably will have to play on 4th down too. Come on, throw it, throw it. There you go. Oh, nice throw. And it is not caught, though. That came close. That sky-high throw almost worked. All right. Well, I don't think we're going to get it now since we need a Hail Mary here. And we go for a short gain. We do get the first yard again. Our 1st and 10. There's only like 10 seconds left, though. So, yeah, I don't think there's any way to get 8 points, right? I know in the NFL there's like 8 points. You could get like a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. But not sure if that's in college football or not. Come on, let's go, Jennings. Throw this. There you go. There's the throw, the chance, and it is not caught with the second left. I don't know if we... Yeah, we do get another chance, so I guess we'll have one more throw here. I wasn't sure if the clock was still going to be running or not. Let's see if he can get this throw off. Yes, he does. Can we catch it? And no, we cannot. We are going to lose 14-6 in the Holiday Bowl against Fresno. But at least it was some nice bowl experience for our team to get into a game like this, but it obviously did not have the offense. Not sure if Brookhart got hurt in that one, but still kind of fun to watch a little bit near the end of the series potentially. So, yeah, I'm not sure if Brookhart got hurt or not. Because if we look at player stats, Brookhart played like early on. Is that his rating? No, it's average yard per attempt. Okay. Yeah, Brookhart was in early on, and then looks like he came out. Jennings came in the rest of it. But yeah, it was fun to see some of the guys out there. I don't even know who was out there for the last little bit. Oh, he was trying to throw it to Lewis Griffin. Let's take a look at some of the boys out there since this is the first time we've actually seen our guys in-game. Let's see. How do I zoom? Oh, it's X. That's kind of weird. It's like the old school EA thing. So Donahue. I don't think I remember who Donahue is. Whitney, McManus, Winston, Campbell. There's Jennings, Duckett, Witherspoon, Goodwin. Okay, there's nobody that I really wanted to look at, I don't think, out here. Oh, there's Griffin. So there's one guy we picked up. Cool to see him out there. How do I hide this? Boom. Just in case I want a screenshot of his face or something. Alright, that's cool. I just wanted to take a look at that stuff. But sucks that we lost that game, but still kind of cool just to see what our team looks like out there. But yeah, that Fresno team, definitely tough, I guess. Alright. Guess that's why they're Bulldogs. There's still more bowl games this week, but I don't think we play in any more of them, unfortunately. So with that, let's continue to advance to the rest of the bowl week and find out some updates on recruits and all that. Alright, so nothing happened there. No update on the prospects. I don't know if we find any updates until next episode. Tough to say. MAC Defensive Player of the Week during the Holiday Bowl was Austin Coco. No intercepts, no defense, but 4 tackles. So shout out to Coco. He's definitely a risk of potentially transferring from this team, I think, but shout out to him. So there's Coco. So another Player of the Week, which is cool. We might have been the only game that week, though. It's a bye week now. Yeah, there's nothing to do there, so let's keep it going. Let's keep it going. Find out, obviously, who's going to be the national champions and stuff like that. Hopefully we continue to get this overall better on this team, because I think we did a good job this season. Good step up, but obviously there's still work to go. Coach Carousel, what is this again? That's just if there's any openings for coaches and stuff. Alright. Let's go to next week. I don't know if we'll find out about more players soon. No, we don't yet. Technically, we finished 8-5 on the season because of that bowl loss, but still, I'm impressed with how this year went from an all-around standpoint. Okay, this week is the national championship, so I guess we'll find out who finishes up on top this year. Our coach prestige jumped up to a C minus. I think that's just based on how the season went, so that's really cool. So Coco is a risk of transfer because of the coach prestige, and same with Mayette, but hopefully we can get them to stay. And A minus coach stability. What is this? Just because we had a good year? I honestly don't know. But I think I turned off firing anyways. All right, so who won in 2028? What did it say here? Top stories. Looks like Oklahoma. I think that's the Sooners, if I remember right. Yeah, it is. Sooners beat Oregon for the national championship, 35-31. So just in case anyone was wondering about that, impact player Brett Morig and Danny Okoye. All right. So there's that. CFB history updates. So who won last year again? Because I don't remember. Oh, yeah, it was Michigan. Yeah, it was Michigan over USC. So, actually, yeah, USC was in 2 finals in a row. I didn't even realize that. Michigan was in a couple finals recently, too. Oklahoma, this is the first time they've won, and I don't know if they've won. When have they won? They've definitely had to have won at some point, right? Oh, since 2000? Damn. All right. Kind of cool to look at that. Aside from that, I think we're ready to advance to the end of this stuff for the season. Just want to see if there's any other info we got to take a look at. Vic has reached his top 3 schools. We're close to getting him to commit. Awesome. Coach Prestige, C-. Nothing else changing. But the final thing we got in this episode is players leaving. So this is obviously where we're going to have to figure out if we can get people to commit here and all that. So for another year. Brookhart did graduate this year. That's what I was expecting, which is a substantial blow based on how good he was this season. But Johnny Brookhart will be leaving, which is good that we got another 3-star quarterback this year. But obviously we hope that we could develop those 3-star quarterbacks as much as possible because there's no way Brookhart could come back. So salute to Brookhart. Great last year with us, but unfortunately won't have him again. Halfbacks, Marquez Casey. Extremely low chance of bringing him back, but the proximity to home is the reason why he would transfer. We could probably persuade him, but there is a chance he wouldn't come back. Fullbacks, nobody. Wide receivers, nobody. Tight end, nobody. Left tackle, Brett Campbell would want to leave because of conference prestige. There's a low persuasion chance, so maybe a better chance to get him back. But there is a tackle that we were looking at, so maybe we don't need Brett Campbell back. Then also left guard, graduation for Kerry Whitney. Not a huge loss, I guess, but still. Centers, Max Mobley has left as well due to graduation. Nothing there. Edge rusher, Eric Shepard has left due to graduation. That's a pretty big loss, and that's why we need those edge rushers quite bad, because I think he was our best edge rusher. Defensive tackle, nobody. The other edge rusher, no. Sam's Jason Hawker has left. That's a decent blow, I guess. I don't know if he was our best Sam or not. Austin Coco has left due to coach prestige. Very low chance to bring him back, but maybe we still try and bring him back. All right. For Wills, Martin Chark has also left due to play style. Playing style, okay. Cornerback Evan DeVoe has left due to graduation. It's already been his graduation. I thought I picked this guy up, but maybe not. Damn. So Evan DeVoe has graduated, but at least we have a lot of cornerbacks. We could still pick up more. Free safety, nobody. Strong safety, Roderick Hunter's graduated as well. That's a decent blow, but I think we have some strong safeties. Wiley, the kicker, has graduated, and that's it. So a lot of the people we lost this year were due to graduation. In years past, we've lost people a lot due to specific reasons. Most of it this time has been graduation, though. So we have 2 chances to bring... Actually, 5 persuasion opportunities now, it says. So maybe we just got better. I'm not too sure, but we could definitely persuade all 4 of these guys if we want to. Maybe not Campbell. Doesn't have to be Campbell. But I would obviously like to persuade Coco and Casey and maybe Chark too. But at least nobody left us due to playing time this year. So we are definitely doing some right things, I think. Aside from that, I think that's all we could really do in this episode. Yeah, I think the rest of the stuff will wait till next episode on. So anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of Akron Zips Dynasty Mode. So in next episode, we will take it to the Year 4 off season. It was a really good Year 4 season. Obviously, stuff to build upon. Hopefully, we could kind of keep those people that are at risk of transferring. If not the end of the world. But I think we're doing a pretty good job. It just kind of sucks that obviously losing Brookhart to graduation and all that. So hopefully we can find a way to get those 3-star quarterbacks that we do have to develop nicely. So that way we can not worry about too much our offense dropping off a cliff because of Brookhart leaving. So I'm going to see that below, and I'll see you guys next time.